Hey guys, it's Sharpla here. Today I'm going to talk about different types of clipping, which includes wall clipping, different types of door clipping, and window clipping. But it really all uses the same principles, and it's probably the easiest clips in the game. And you can get very consistent on these because the inputs are very easy and generally very lenient. Okay, so the first most basic type of clip that's probably the most common is a wall clip, is a just basic wall clip. So how it works is you need a floor and a block above you. So you need generally in a 2-block space. So if you try it down here where there's 3 blocks, it's just not going to work. Nothing will happen and you won't clip. But for this, all you need to do is stand next to the wall and just ragdoll twice, and you have a chance to get clipped into the wall. Like that. And then just unragdolling again will let you clip out of the wall. And so generally the closer you are, the easier it is, like that. And so once you're in the wall, pressing right will just make you fall out. So pressing farther into the wall is not a good thing, and you can press like left as if you're trying to walk out of the wall, and it's not going to work. When you're in blocks, Duck Game's code makes it so whatever way you press, you'll generally go the other way. So if I'm like holding left as if I'm going out of the wall, because that's the way I'm facing, it's not going to take me out of the wall. But if I press right, it's just going to take me out like that. And so you can hold left and then tap right. And then if you want to get out, you can just press slide and just slide out. But how it works is it's based on random chance. So whenever you ragdoll, you'll fall a different direction, and your ragdoll will be slightly different each time. So you see, like, sometimes I'm going left, sometimes I'm going right, but the ragdoll is random whenever you press it. So ragdolling against the wall twice has like a random chance to get you inside the wall, but generally it's pretty easy. And the main thing I'm not holding any other inputs. The only thing I'm pressing is ragdoll twice. So like if I hold right and like ragdoll spam at the wall, I'm not going to get into the wall. And I think there's a small chance you can get in, but it's very unlikely. So it's much easier to just ragdoll twice, and then you have a chance to get in the wall. And it's pretty consistent. Like you'll get it around probably 50% of the time. But yeah, I think if you spam too fast, you're also not going to really get in. So what I do is I just, like that, I press it, like done. And generally that works pretty well for me. So you can also do it on the other side, but the problem with like trying to clip to the left is generally when you get into the wall, it's just going to send you back out right. So it usually doesn't work that well. But both ways, you have a chance to go up, and you also have a chance to go out back to the right. So it's random in that sense. And so let's say I removed this block. See this block there? I removed that. And I don't think you can go up at all anymore, because where you would go, it just sends you out to the right. So there's certain maps where if I try to clip over to the side, it's just going to spit you out and generally throw you out of the map, which is generally not a good thing. But I'm pretty sure if there's a block like here, then you can go up. And in some maps you can just like escape the map. So one thing I did want to mention is in terms of wall clips. So normally you'd think you wouldn't be able to clip here, but actually because there is an entity or a block underneath, you actually can clip, and it's generally going to be the same as a normal wall clip. Like just like that, although your hitbox might get stuck on the box a little bit because it is protruding, and it is a little wider than the bunker block. But I mean, in this case, it's not very useful because if you want to get across, you can just slide under, and if you want to get up, it's probably just faster to just jump like that. So yeah, but it's just something to know. It works on anything like this. Okay, so the next type of clip I'm going to talk about is door and like window clipping. And so it's essentially the same concept. So let's just try with a locked door first, because it can't open unless you have the key. So it's basically just the same as a wall. So just ragdolling twice will just take you up here. And ragdolling twice, unlike the wall, it doesn't put you just in the wall because you can't get put in a door. So it just takes you right above the door. And from here you can jump to get out, or you can just ragdoll. It's the same thing. And what you can do is, if there's like a map where you need to go here fast, you can just ragdoll at the door, and then when you're up here, if you press jump, then you just go straight out, so you can buffer a jump. The main thing is not to run at the door and hold right while I'm trying to ragdoll. You want to release right as you get there. Generally, right as I press ragdoll, I release right. Because when you're unragdolling, you do not want to be pressing a movement key, because otherwise you won't clip inside the door. And I think that's just the main concept that you just need to learn. And so this applies more to the normal door where it actually opens. You can't just stand next to it and double ragdoll, because you're not going to get clipped in because the door's open. So it's essentially like there's no wall here. So what you need to do is you need to run on it, because when if you approach the door and you're in the ragdoll state, the door won't open. So what you need to do is you need to run at it and then release right as you ragdoll, and then unragdoll. Like that. And you can get pretty close, and it's very consistent. Like that. And if you want to not jump up, like let's say there's like spikes above you or something, I'm just pressing left to just get out, like that. Or you don't want to get stuck in the ceiling, you can press left or right to get out. But if you press jump or ragdoll, you'll go up. And so what you can do is, if you want, right as you're in here, if you press jump, right as you're here, if you press jump, then you'll go up. So if I double ragdoll and then instantly press jump, assuming I clip in, then I'll immediately jump out. And so this can be quite useful, especially if you need to be very fast. You can just double ragdoll and then jump out immediately. And for windows, it's the same as walls. All you need to do is stand against it and press double ragdoll. And it's the same as doors in terms of you get put into the ceiling. But it's the same as walls in terms of, because windows don't open unless you break it. Because if you break the window by sliding into it, then you're screwed. Because then you just can't clip because there's no window there. And so on some maps, when you get a certain spawn, you can run at it and just double ragdoll jump. And so this is very useful because it allows you to get a better gun earlier. And it also works from this side too. So for the door clip, it has to have at least a ceiling on the side you're doing it. So if there's no block on the side you're not doing it, like if there's no block here, then that's fine. But there has to be a block above you on the side you are doing it. But the floor, there only has to be a block underneath the door, because actually otherwise the door, you can't put a door if it's floating in midair. Yeah, unless a bazooka blows it up or something. But you can do a door clip here. It's just a little bit more precise because there's a shorter timing to ragdoll because you're not on the ground, and you can only unragdoll when you hit the ground. And so there's also stuck door clips. So you can clip through a door, and it's easier to clip through a door if there's something pushing against it from the other side. So like if I try to go through the door and there's like a box there, any type of box or like a table or something, it will block the door, and so it takes a little while to open it. So what I can do here is now I can just stand against it and it's closed, and then I can just double ragdoll. And generally you can just clip through, and you don't need to do the running thing. But it does work, yeah. like that. Also just keep in mind that on some maps, certain door clips just won't work. And so you won't be able to clip up certain places because the door just won't let you clip. And that also applies for space doors and pyramid doors. There's a few locations on certain maps where you just can't clip through them, and I think that's the most common on space doors. You just need a different method to do it, but sometimes it just doesn't take you anywhere. And for space doors, and space and pyramid doors, they're very similar because they have the same opening style. It's the same principle. I'm just running against it, releasing right and double ragdolling. The next concept that I will talk about is like advanced space door clipping, and this also goes for pyramid doors as well, although it's a slightly different technique. And so for space doors, so the advanced way to clip on generally maps that won't allow you to clip through the space door by just doing the normal way. So if there's a map like this where you can't clip through, then this always works, but it just might not take you anywhere. Okay, so for space doors that normally won't let you clip through normally, so if I were to just try to do a normal clip on the space door, it wouldn't work. So what instead I need to do is go right next to the space door, and then move and double ragdoll, but I still need to release right. So generally my ragdoll should be on top of this door, but it should still be able to close. Like that. And that will allow me to get up. Like right here. And so it's a bit more precise. I would say it's a lot harder than doing a normal space door clip. But you can do it on essentially any space door. Although some, like this one, just won't take you anywhere, or there's no point in doing it. I'm just going to get into the wall or up here, but that's not going to do anything for me. And then just keep in mind that there is a very small chance for you to go through the floor. So I have died here doing this once. But that's like 95% of the time you're just going to go up here. And this can be because when you ragdoll here, instead of your body getting trapped like up here like this, your body can get trapped at the bottom. But if your ragdoll has a certain RNG that makes it go below, then you can get trapped between like the floor and the door, and you can go through the floor. So I'd say the most useful example of where the advanced space door clip is useful, besides that other space map, is right here on bunker 05, I think it is. So if you do an advanced space door clip here, because there is a block group along this entire top part, doing a space door clip here will take you all the way out over here. So it's not really realistic to do in an actual game because it's not super consistent. The clip is not super consistent itself, and at that point, if you fail once, then it's just faster to run all the way over here. But I guess the only use is if someone's about to shoot you or something, then you can hope and pray you hit it first try. Okay, so these are the type of pyramid maps where you're going to be doing the pyramid clips, where there's like this generally pillar that's too thick, and there's either one or two pyramid doors. But it's just the same principle. And generally what you can do is you can actually just go inside and just go all the way up, like this. And then each time I'm pressing ragdoll, I'm getting a little bit higher. If you can see the camera move a little bit up. But it's the same principle. Like that. So for the other pyramid door clip, what you want to do is it's similar to the advanced space door clip, where you want to stand close to the door. So what I want to do is I just want to go here, so where it's open, and then just press right and ragdoll, and then let go of all my keys, and I will go into the door like this. And if I unragdoll or jump, then I'll go up. And most of the time, so you can do this on any pyramid door. And so usually most of the time you'll just go like up here, but it's not very useful. But you can get into the top of the door, and then, so if another duck were to open the door, then you'll just fall out here, and your ragdoll segments will be stacked. There will be a small gap in the middle where you can just shoot through the body, but it's not, I think it's happened to me once or twice, but it's not very repeatable. So for example, you can do it right here, and you can get into the wall here, but I mean, stuff like this isn't very useful. It's just something neat you can do, and yeah, but it's more useful for here, because you can just go close and do something like this, where you go into the wall. Alright, so I'm just going to give an example of where, like with door and window clipping is especially useful. So normally what you would do is you just walk over here to try to get the net guns, because generally if you have the net guns, you have the power position in the center of the map. And you can do different things, like you can do the angle save I showed in the previous video, where if someone goes down for the chain gun, you can shoot through the floor and set up a net on the spring, so it's much harder for them to come up. But that's besides the point. So what I want to talk about is spawn priority. So what you can do is you can just clip through the window and then just jump up, and if you buffer or jump, then you can get up here very fast, like that. And so it's much faster than if someone were to just walk over like this, and that creates a big advantage. And it works for both sides, so yeah, just keep in mind. Okay, so the most difficult tech probably I'm going to talk about this video is called grab clipping. And how it works is it allows you to clip through a door and grab the gun with you. So it works on like anything like doors, windows, or locked doors. It doesn't really work on walls because there's not enough time for you to grab it. But the principle behind it is once you clip, then you need to press grab a frame after. So for key doors, what you can do is just stand next to it, ragdoll twice and grab. And what you can also do is once you're in the top with a gun, you can do a gun jump, where you just turn and fire on the first frame. And it should work on anything like windows and space doors. And you can do that gun jump from either of them. And you can also do this clip on doors, but you just have to throw the gun at the door and then run it ragdoll twice and grab. But actually a very useful spot to grab clip is right here on this map. So if you take your Magnum, or actually any other gun, but I like the Magnum because it's right here. So if you take your gun, if you just grab clip on this door like this, and I'm just holding left, because if I press right at all, then I'll just walk out of the wall. And so you see, if I tap right, the barrel of the gun goes through all these different points. And so if someone's like right here, you can just shoot down at them. And if someone's inside, you can shoot inside like that. Okay, so that's going to be all the tech I'm going to talk about in this video. And yeah, if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below, or any suggestions for something you'd like to see. And also please share this video with anyone who might be interested. But my plan for the upcoming week is to post advanced Wallclips, which should have a lot of content in it. And so I'm excited to finish that. And yeah, keep on duck gaming. Peace.